Okay. All right. The feed is live for whatever that means. Because I just
Hello, world.
hello world. Because I mean, this is just very informal. Like, did you watch the first one we did?
I did. I watched bits of it just to see G's face.
Yeah.
You know, just because sometimes you just have to look at what old age brings you. Sometimes, AJ, just so
Oh
you know
boy,
what the march of time will lead to.
shots fired.
Well,
Um,
he's not here. He's not here to
no, he's not
defend
here.
himself.
Well, if you're not here, you're going to be talked about. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, you did get a bit of Brees Hall hate. So I apologize. I was on that bandwagon, but I defended your Saquon Barkley pick.
Yeah. Look, I can't remember what. I think it was maybe in the Dynasty Warzone Scott Fishbowl chat thing that we've got going.
Oh yeah,
Um, I said I definitely did not go in intending to pick either of them. And yeah, look, one of my mates as well messaged me and said, "What? Why did you?" He actually asked why I picked Brees Hall before Saquon Barkley
right,
as well. He
right,
was like,
okay,
"Why did you not take Saquon before Brees Hall?"
yeah,
Um, and yeah, look, it was probably just um a bit of a dice roll. There was a few running backs went like really a couple of picks just before um just before that. Like, is that on the screen? Is that in pick order? Does that
yeah. It
Yeah,
is
well, so I would have gone to who would have gone just oh yeah. So
Swift
Swift
went two
and
picks after. It was the next running back. Yes.
oh, he went after, so it goes down. Yeah, so Chubb, Mixon, and Harris. Yeah, so they were all on my list. Like I would have all
Yeah,
preferred.
yeah.
I would have preferred them. So yeah, it was between Swift and Hall. And look, I just took the punt, I think, and
Yep.
went for it. So
Oh, look, I can't fault you that. Sure, I can't fault
yeah,
you that. I think this is the kind of tournament where you should just pick who you like because I think a lot of people do like to um talk about ADP. Like they'll say, "Oh, you drafted him at 406." Well, I think the better, I would have been happier later at the end of the fourth, but you don't have a pick at the end of the fourth. So it's a moot point. If you've got the
mm,
406, that's the pick you have. And the next pick
yeah,
you're going to have is going to be the, what, 507 or I don't know, whatever. Uh, so
yeah.
you have to, can only play the cards you've got and you can't trade, you know?
Now the
So,
third round reversal, like I think last year I had uh last year I had the 101, so the third
ooh,
round
yeah, yeah.
reversal really hurt. And this year I took the 103,
Yep.
and I think I just worked on it. I just always look because last year was my first year in, so I was like, I'll take the 101 because then I'm guaranteed to get like one really good player, and I get the excitement of starting the draft off and everything like that. And then this year it was uh I had it in my head that um I wanted to get one of Mahomes, Allen, or Herbert, and
Yep.
I was like, I'll take the 103 because then I'm guaranteed to get one of the three of them, and I'll be a bit closer when it swings round again.
Yep.
So that was my thinking there, and then looking at the way things played out, I was like, I'm just going to take like quarterback 13. When I took Carr, I was looking at it and considering it was going to be another whole round before I got another pick. I
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
trust that I wouldn't. I was like, right,
No,
I'll go quarterback here, and then yeah, I was
that's
actually really
where,
I couldn't believe that. Like, I couldn't believe I got Terry McLaurin where I got him. Like,
yep.
because he's wide receiver one. Like, you might not like Wentz, but he's still wide receiver one in a NFL offense that's not going to be awful.
Oh no, McLaurin is fantastic as your wide receiver one. Can't fault you
Mm,
there at all.
yeah,
And Carr is a great quarterback in this format.
yeah.
So that's a great start. As I said, the Brees Hall one, I don't know, but let's see. I mean, let's see. And then I
So
love the Barkley pick.
would you have taken Swift, AJ?
Yeah, I would have.
Yeah,
But doesn't matter. I mean, who knows? I just feel like you're sort of picking Hall at his ceiling.
yeah.
But
Would you have
but
taken Barkley before Hall as well?
I'm a bit hesitant on Barkley. I probably would have looked at alternatives. I mean, look, I can't fault the value in the fourth round.
Mm.
That's fantastic. Javonte, I really wanted Javonte Williams.
The old auto
And
pick selection.
and it went, yeah, I know. Lauren, Javonte Williams, I don't know if he was first on your queue. You got him as your auto pick. I was just a little, I threw things around the room. No, well.
I think there
I
was a few people that were a bit salty about that one.
I mean, nice auto pick, to be honest, because
Yeah,
you could have been auto picked anybody. I mean, the ADP on MFL can be dodgy
yeah.
sometimes,
For anyone
So
that's watching that's not in the division, so Lauren was on holiday, like, with no phone reception. Like, what was she saying? Something like 18 hours from her home, kind of thing, in the
right,
middle of somewhere in America. So yeah, she did auto pick once, but she's back with us now, and yeah,
yeah,
she's
she got
we've
close to
been
another auto, I must say. She got
yeah,
close.
she just
Um,
made it
she
back.
just made it back home.
Yeah,
Um, but anyway, we'll get to her team in a second. So we're almost through 7 rounds, and I know that um,
I
uh,
really hope that the boys pick soon, because
oh, they
the
will.
person that's the person that's at the top of my queue, I don't want to
Yeah.
say him in case
No,
he
don't.
gets
No, no, no.
sniped.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'll be really keen to hear what people think about that selection, because it might be another one that people go, "Oh, that's a bit of a reach,"
Might be able to
or
do it
don't
live
like it.
because Phoenix Rocket. Yeah, I'm just opening up on my phone. No, they haven't picked yet. So
Hmm.
but last time we did this, we had I think it's Chris on, he was in the chat. So I imagine they'll be getting up. So it'd be 7:30 Eastern time.
Yeah.
Imagine it'll be getting up pretty soon. So we'll monitor that. But let's go to oh, sorry, we weren't really finished talking about your team. We might as well just do that.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, McLaurin. Oh, I like it. I like it. Can't fault you there as a wide receiver one. He's a great wide receiver one. And I mean, I know, look, yes, Wentz is throwing him the ball. I think Wentz is he's a worse I don't know. You could probably poke holes in this. I think he's an okay fantasy quarterback, but he's not a good reality quarterback.
Yeah, I think
His
that's
numbers
fair.
in fantasy
Like,
weren't bad.
he's a solid fantasy quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, but a terrible actual
Yeah.
quarterback.
And he probably is not he wouldn't be he'd be a solid fancy quarterback in a traditional format as well. Not
Oh
in
yeah,
not in this one. Yeah.
in this format, I mean, I'll talk more about what I'm thinking. But anyway, in this format, yeah, nah, yeah, nah,
Yeah,
um,
nah.
nah. And Goddard is great. I mean, you got to. I think you've got
I
to have a
think it
good tight
goes
end.
down a little bit now. I think
Yes, I
he was
agree.
maybe the last of that top tier, which is
Have we had
why I
another one go? Ooh, oh, hang on, we're going up that way, aren't we? So, no.
yeah,
So yeah, Hawkinson went, and then Goddard, and that was it,
yeah.
right?
I think that he was the last of that kind of tier.
Oh,
that are
yeah.
worth taking as like a kind of top level wide receiver. I think it's the right. He was the 8th as well. I think everyone that went
Mm.
before him probably should have gone before him.
Yep. Yep.
But
No,
I,
that's fair.
I took the punt there as well rather than take a wide receiver, especially with the bonus. I was like, I'll grab the last one of that tier kind of thing.
Oh, the scoring is really in your favor.
Yeah.
So yeah, no drama there. And Miles Sanders, you know what? Why not?
Yeah, well, he's got Boston Scott as competition. Like Philly when they went back to running the ball
Yep.
the second half, last 2/3 of last season were a much better team. It's redraft format. Like you're not
Yeah,
worried
yeah.
about dynasty. Like yeah, technically he's still their RB1. So he's my third running back. I've got 3 RB1s. Yeah,
And if you're going to talk about positive regression, I don't think he got into the end zone at all.
yeah,
So if he just gets in the end zone a few times, you're winning.
yeah.
So yeah, no, and in the 7th round, end of the 7th round.
Yeah.
So that's fine. That's fine. Let's go to Chris's team. All right, mind you, he's about to drop a couple of picks.
Yeah.
So he's only got the first 6.
Surely
You've got
one of them's going to be a quarterback, you'd think.
what? Well, why?
I guess well, it's super flex, so
Yeah.
who's left? Hold on, I'll do it. You keep
No,
talking.
there's not many left. And you know what? But these guys might be thinking the same as what I'm thinking because I've only got one quarterback and I couldn't care less. Because when you look at the point,
because I took 2 in my first 2 picks, I've not even kept track. It's like I've been looking at all the other positions. So.
oh no, you've got 2 good quarterbacks and that's
Yeah.
fine, right? I mean, I'm sort of the thought that if you don't have if you don't have like a QB1, and Derek Carr in this format is a QB1, I think. If you don't have a QB1, I sort of argue the merits of starting a quarterback in your superflex.
So there's the quarterbacks that are left.
Yeah.
You'd say the highest rated one would be Deshaun Watson because we still don't know. So
It's
if
a
he only
gamble. Well, yeah, of
but
course.
if he only
yeah.
gets 4 weeks, AJ, and then
Sure.
and then he's in the top 10 quarterbacks for 10 other weeks.
Well, hang on. Let me show you. I don't know if you've been playing around with this site. Deshaun Watson. Okay, so he has been taken at the 311.
Yeah.
Which is that's way early. That's a guy gambling.
Yeah.
1410 is the latest. His ADP is 98.1. I just have to, what would that be? 98
so 120 would be 10. It's like in the 8th round.
In the 8th round is his ADP. Oh, Pete's here. Let me add Pete in. Hey, Pete, how are you going?
Yeah, good, thanks.
We're just talking about the merits of Deshaun Watson
Okay.
and the risks.
Nobody's picked him, have they?
No.
Oh, a ton have drafted in 151 leagues. Yeah.
I know. I mean ours. Nobody's done it.
No. Someone will, obviously. Someone will.
If you were going to draft, if you were sitting there with one quarterback like the tag team or yourself, AJ, he would be the high ceiling pick, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
The low floor pick would probably be Ryan Tannehill.
There's plenty of low. Yeah, but look, here's the thing. In this format, and I don't think I'm giving away any sort of secret sauce here. The floor is like negative something. Like we're not even talking about 5 points, 10 points. We're talking about negative points. You'd be better off not starting anybody. You know what I mean?
But Tannehill doesn't. Tannehill doesn't throw
Yes.
like loads of interceptions.
No, I think Tannehill's fine. I think I think you got to be really wary. I mean, I'm happy treating Najee Harris as my second quarterback.
Yeah.
He's not going to get negative points,
No.
right? So he's the only thing I'm looking at now is a quarterback very late, probably to cover my Tom Brady bye week. That's all I'm really looking at. I'm not looking at a second quarterback.
Okay. Did you decide that at the start of your draft that you would go one?
I was strongly considering it.
Okay.
I thought if I get, it depends who's on the board.
Yeah.
But I was just looking at like Coach Kamish here, because he's just got Josh Allen. I mean, I'm completely fine with that. Because like you get to a point where like, and even the good court, I mean, even Tom Brady, even Josh Allen, if you look at their points using this scoring last year, everybody's got a dud game at some point. But the bad quarterbacks have got lots of dud games.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't want someone scoring negative points. That's the worst. Like, so I think putting a quarterback in your super flex just because we've got that mindset, we must have two quarterbacks.
Yeah.
If you've got two, like Neil, you've got two good ones. So that's great.
But that was because, like, that was my, again, like Pete was saying, that was my conscious decision early on, was to try and go quarterback as well. It's the old Memphis theory of don't worry about possessions, pick the people that'll score you points, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so they could go anywhere then, probably. Yeah, they might go wide receiver or running. Like it's hard to tell because you don't have to have like the set positions kind of thing. People might,
But
yeah.
I was told that can you start two kickers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
in those flex positions, you can start multiple. You can start any. I'm pretty sure you can.
Oh, so does that mean you can start three kickers if there's two? Is there?
Hang on. I better have a look. Before I just say yes, I better just check.
Because I've never heard of a kicker in a flex spot. And then somebody was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to start two kickers. And I was like, what? How are you going to do that?
0 to 4 kickers you can start. You can start 0. You can start 0 kickers.
Yeah, you don't have to.
But you can start 4 kickers.
That's amazing.
One of them was, one of the kickers was like the 22nd highest scorer or something last year.
Yeah. I think Nick Folk was a big scorer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wouldn't touch Cooper if we're just looking at Phoenix Rockets team. I had no interest in Amari Cooper.
It's a risky pick, but again, it's the end of the 7th round. Adam Thielen is a great pick, very underrated.
Yeah,
Adam Thielen this year. He's gone with the 2 tight ends. I don't mind that. If the opportunity had presented itself, I was looking at that. It didn't quite work for me.
I really wanted it. Once I'd gone Waller, I really wanted a second one high.
But I wouldn't have minded. If it had been in the right spot, I would have potentially gone for Pitts or maybe Hawkinson. That would have been really nice. They score really well. But two great quarterbacks in this. Obviously, Herbert, but Hermat, I think I said. But Cousins is a great quarterback in this format as well.
Yeah.
So he's got the 2 great quarterbacks. He's got 2 really 2 top tier tight ends who will score really well. Aaron Jones is going to score through the roof. And Thielen is great. Amari Cooper may be the only question mark.
Cooper's the only pick in his team that I'm not a massive fan of.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
there was better options on the board.
I heard that one of the problems with Amari Cooper is he's played most of his life inside, and Cleveland inside and really rough.
Yeah. Yeah. I look. It's obviously everything off field, all the off field stuff aside. When Deshaun Watson is under center in that offense, that could be an electric offense. They've got all the pieces. I really like David Bell and Njoku. Well, he should. He should. He's shown some things in spurts, hasn't he? It's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
consistency. It seems that
he just needs to run into the end zone and catch the ball. Really.
Yeah, that's true.
a small matter of that.
I
Yeah.
really like this team. This one we're looking at the moment.
Ollie's
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, really.
I'm not sure what the time is in Germany right now, but it should be daytime, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it's like 11
If-
o'clock, something like that.
If it's night for us and it's morning in the US, he's got to be in the middle.
Yeah, it's like 11 a.m., 12 midday, something like that.
I'll check. I don't think he's online live now anyway. 1
It's
p.m.
2
Oh, no,
o'clock,
2 p.m.
Nearly 2 o'clock.
2 p.m. Might be at work.
Yeah.
But anyway, Burrow obviously solid. We sort of mentioned the first
He has
few
a really high ceiling, but
Mm.
he has our third round pick who is possibly, I know AJ and G haven't done their preseason previews yet, but Trey Lance would have to be one of the biggest question marks of the upcoming NFL season as a player. And
No
he's
doubt.
got a fourth round pick that wants to be traded.
Yeah.
So if it all works out, he'll be laughing. But
Yeah.
big testicles required.
Yeah, that was I did mention that in the last one of these that we did, is that, like, is Deebo Samuel this year going to be the same as Deebo Samuel last year? Because there's, he obviously doesn't want to do the same sort of he obviously doesn't want to line up in the same places. He obviously doesn't want to play the same sort of game.
No.
For his general health.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to if I was him. And if I wanted to have a long and lustrous career.
Lance is, to your theory, AJ, Lance has the potential to put up negative point games pretty easily.
Yeah, oh hell yeah.
So
it's -1 per incompletion.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Wow.
It's brutal. And that's like, okay, if a quarterback has 10 incompletions, they're at -10.
And then Connor's probably due a touchdown regression as well.
Yeah, but that's
even though Chase Edmonds isn't there, but
I mean, I like that. As RB21, let's see who's that was in the 5th, wasn't it? Yeah, RB21. Oh, just after David Montgomery. If it was me too, I would have picked Monty if I could.
Yeah.
Maybe he wanted to. And Akers went, oh, look, I'm not a big fan of Akers. But I'd pick Monty over Connor though, easy.
Yeah. No, I think he's picked him at the right time, and he's RB1 in Arizona with only a rookie behind him, and he did well last year. So again, in redraft, you can't fault the pick. It's the same theory as Miles Sanders.
This is a big running back round though, wasn't it? Look.
Yeah.
Zeke, Jacobs, I took ETN, Akers, Monty, Connor.
And I think I would have picked Elijah Mitchell and J.K. Dobbins over James Conner.
Yes, I was just looking at the next picks. Yeah, Dobbins and
Antonio Gibson and A.J. Dillon.
Oh, A.J. Dillon over Connor.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I probably wouldn't do that. But Mitchell and Dobbins, though, yeah, I reckon, you could debate those for sure. Anyway, I don't think Connor's a bad pick. And Pittman's I would have liked Pittman myself.
Yeah.
So I was a bit bummed when he went off the board. And Brandon Cooks is sort of perpetually underrated.
Yep.
Another good pick.
He's had
All right.
such a weird career, like 3 teams, endless
Oh,
1,000-yard years. I think he's only had 1 year under 1,000 yards in 3
that's all
different
he
teams.
does. Yeah.
Or is
Exactly.
it 4 different teams?
AJ, I'm gonna have to duck because the little fella's woken up. But
no
I'll
worries.
try and
All
jump
good.
back on.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Catch you later. See ya. We sort of spoke about Lauren's opening. She's got the stack with Jackson and Andrews, which is nice.
Yep.
And now the 3 running backs in a row. And I don't know, Lauren, if you would have picked Javonte Williams there.
She said it was on a list. Like, I think she had him listed on if it hadn't auto picked, it would have picked him, I think.
Okay. Because Chubb Williams Montgomery's pretty nice. I mean, honestly, that's pretty nice. And Jerry Jeudy, Allen Robinson. I love the Allen Robinson pick. I'm going to say that first. But Jerry Jeudy, I'm not so sure. You know, I'll tell you, I prefer Sutton.
I prefer mine.
Oh, did you pick Sutton? Oh, you did too.
I got him just after.
At wide receiver 20. Yeah, isn't that funny? I actually would pick Sutton over Jeudy. And I did this really weird trade about 2 weeks ago where I had Jerry Jeudy and I traded Jerry Jeudy for Sutton and got a pick back as well, like a third rounder or something. And I thought I'd won that trade.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I prefer Sutton. I think Sutton's the number 1 wide receiver in Denver.
Yeah,
I don't think it's Jeudy
because he plays to Russell's strength. He's a big, long runner.
Yeah.
But
and by all accounts, they're in sync. So,
but I looked at his last year, and I think he had 3 games where he got like 10 possessions or something like that, and the rest of the year was rubbish. Like I think he scored 132 points in the year, and he scored like 60 in the first 3 or 4 rounds. So I'm not sure whether Locke was useless for him, or I thought he was injured by how little he scored. But
Drew Lock's a terrible quarterback, so I think this offense is going to be really good. There's no doubt it's going to be really, really good. Yes, I've just got some question marks about Jeudy. I think Jeudy coming out, Judy's certainly got the skills.
Yeah.
It's just I like Sutton more.
I would actually not be surprised if Russell is a very good quarterback, but nobody's a really good wide receiver. Like I think there's four wide receivers and a tight end that could all sort of eat each other's targets, and 2 running backs. So
I was going to say Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams as well.
Yeah, there's 7 skilled position players who could all do really well every week.
Yeah,
which may not be very helpful.
There's a lot of targets. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Whoops. Let's go to Josh's one. So we spoke about his start there. Okay, so he added Trevor Lawrence as his second. So Stafford is a fantastic QB1 for him. And Lawrence is, that's a pretty good gamble. I was sort of looking at Lawrence myself. He didn't get to me.
Yeah.
I was considering it because he's not, obviously they've done a lot in terms of improving the weapons in Jacksonville. And it's addition by subtraction. Urban Meyer's not there anymore. So he couldn't get much worse. His numbers last year were terrible.
He was so ghastly, that coach.
Yeah. But
it's amazing how such a big organization as the NFL can just have somebody who's a complete lunatic running one of the franchises.
It's complete mystery. I look at Trevor. I look at the Trevor Lawrence, the guy that we know from college, and you look at his physical attributes, what he brings to the game, and it's hard to see that he could not improve a lot.
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
season. So, and part of winning in Scott Fish in a tournament like this is improving ADP, improving on the ADP of your picks. So if T-Law goes from QB 18 to QB 12, that's a pretty big win.
Yep.
I think. So yeah, I like it. Akers, I don't know. I'm not sold on Akers. Still 5th round though.
Yep.
Deontay Johnson, I love.
Yeah, I think he's the star.
He is
And
fantastic.
I think he's quarterback proof. So whoever they start would probably do all right.
Yeah,
with
and
him.
honestly, the Roethlisberger, look, anyone is an improvement.
Mhm.
So I don't think it's a knock having a different, it's a knock having a rookie under center at all
No.
whatsoever. If it is a rookie under center,
Yeah. Yeah.
it might be, it might not be. Whoever is going to be an improvement over Roethlisberger because at the end he was absolutely terrible. And Metcalf's a pretty brave pick too. What do you think of the Metcalf pick?
I know you go for the Seahawks, but like both Lockett
No.
and Metcalf. Oh,
I
no,
don't.
you go for the Chargers.
Chargers, yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right.
But like neither Lockett or Metcalf have any interest in a redraft. Just like because who knows? Like
That's interesting actually. Let's have a look at DK. I'm interested to see what his ADP is. Earliest pick 406, latest pick 803. That's interesting. So where did I say he was picked then?
I think it's
707.
Yeah.
So in this tournament, wrong one. Who drafted him? In this tournament, I guess that's pretty good. It's pretty close to 803.
Yep.
That's the latest he's been picked. So, that's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Sort of getting him at the cheapest you can. 406, I don't like that. I wouldn't have picked him that early.
But I think it's probably somebody who was paying attention at the start of last year and then maybe hasn't logged on since. Yeah.
Well, and look, you never know. I mean, we're talking about these in isolation, although it does say here as wide receiver 10.
Yeah. But I find Antonio Gibson has just fallen off the face of the earth. Like he was a first round pick last year. And he was meant to be the next McCaffrey, and then he's been picked in the 7th or 8th.
Yeah. Let me load Gibson up here. 411 and 902 is the latest. When did you get him?
Oh no, I didn't get him, but I was surprised at how long he lasted. And he's the same sort of ADP as.
He's only really just very recently gone, hasn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah. So the latest pick is 902, that's pretty good. I think I'd take him at 902. 70 divided by 12 is 5.8. So like end of the 5th, basically, like at about the 510 or so is sort of his ADP.
Yeah.
So, oh no, that's not what I want. My team, DK. I just want to go to the draft board to have a look at Gibson. Oh yeah, Gibson went at the 7. What?
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 707.
Yeah.
Oh, 706. I'm sorry. Yeah, so that's pretty good value. Yeah, but as I was saying, DK, I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see. But at the same time, he was drafted as wide receiver 25, so it's it's a fair way down the board. This is Matt's team so far. We have he took Gibson. Kyler and Dak, that's very nice.
Mm.
Quarterback combination. Mixon is great. Kittle, fantastic. Kittle lasted a long time, actually. I was watching that because I thought he might have been one I might have snagged. See, I did, mind you, I think I took Mike Evans. So, I mean, I had it. Now, hang on. Which way was it going? 12, 13. No, George Kittle went just before me.
Yeah.
If George Kittle was on the board, I was very tempted. I might have taken him right there.
Yeah, I think of the three before my Kamara pick, I would have taken any of those three. Like, in fact, the last that round, I would have taken probably in order: Lamb, Jones, Barkley, Samuel, Williams, Kittle, everybody.
Yeah.
Apart
So
from
there was a lot of players on your list that came off the board in that round. Yeah. Tyreek Hill, there's an interesting one. It all depends how you feel about Tua, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I mean, look, what does Tua need to do? He only has to sling the ball successfully down the field a couple of times.
Yep.
If he connects a couple of times, that could be we could see vintage Tyreek kind of numbers, no problem.
Yeah.
It's just the question is, can he do that consistently? And there's also a lot more weapons. It's a little bit different. I mean, that KC offense was Tyreek and Kelsey.
Yeah. And I think the guy from McDaniels is from the 49ers, so he's gonna make somebody the Debo position. And so and he's going to be, I think Gesicki will lose, but I think both Waddle and Hill could still be really good.
Yeah, Gesicki will be. I think he. I mean, see, this is one of the keys to a top tight end is they need to be one of the primary offensive weapons.
Yeah.
For their team, and Gesicki, although he may be as talented as many of the guys in the top tier, arguably, he's just not. He's in a crowded offense. I mean, that's the beauty of players like Kittle, Waller, Pitts, Kelsey. I mean, they're the number one or number two weapons in their offenses. Whereas Gesicki, what would he be? I mean, you've got Hill.
He was two last year, but now he's three. So he's just not.
He's three. Well, it's not bad 3, I suppose, but yeah, it's a big difference though, isn't it?
Yeah.
The DJ Moore pick is pretty good. I mean, Baker's there. He's going to see. I mean, he hasn't got Darnold throwing him the ball. That's an improvement, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. Wide receiver 19 and Gibson. I'm just a bit leery of Gibson. Full stop. I'm not sure, but at 706, I mean, it's fine, isn't it?
For a possible top 12 running back, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have taken him in the 3rd round.
No.
In the 7th round, I think is fine. Whoops. Oh, my team.
And I think, you know how you said last time 2 or 3 days ago when we did this before, don't pay attention to ADP?
Yeah.
I think some people are so comfortable not paying attention to ADP that they let people go, at really good ADP.
Oh, true. Yeah. That's very true.
Because Gibson was at the top of the board for ages.
Oh, yeah, he was. Yes. No, that's very true. But you know what? Once this is the thing that, you could always pick the guy at the top of the board or the best ADP value, and doesn't mean you're going to win.
Yeah.
As soon as games start and scores start happening, no one's thinking about, oh, gee, that was a good value where you got that player in the 7th, or oh man, I can't believe you reached for that guy in the 5th and you could have got him in the 6th. No one's thinking that.
Yeah.
That's all forgotten. So, you know,
this
whatever
is
you got to
also-
get your guys. That's the rule. You got to get your guys, which is what I've been doing.
Yeah.
I really wanted Bateman. I can't remember who said. Oh no, it was.
The coach.
Yeah. Coach said, bit early. Oh, look, I think that was actually his ADP, or his ADP actually might be a little bit less across the average. But I like Bateman this year. I think he's going to have a look. Obviously, the offense goes through Mark Andrews. He's the number one option, but then the number 2 is Bateman, and there's no one else. That's it.
Yep.
And yes, I know the passing attack is not the best passing attack in the league. But I'm okay with him being number 2 in, what might be a reduced passing attack. I think Bateman's also incredibly talented. So I really wanted him.
Yeah, and I'm not sure he would have gone back to you.
Oh no, there's no way he would have. Yeah, I really wanted Mike Evans, so I'd get a stack with Tom Brady, and I also think Mike Evans is going to have a really, really good year. Godwin's out for a little bit of time, so I think Evans is going to be. Oh, look, Evans and Brady have got a really good connection anyway.
Yeah.
ETN, I was pretty keen on getting, and Elijah Mitchell. Well, I was tossing up between Mitchell and Dobbins. Who would you take out of Elijah Mitchell and J.K. Dobbins?
I've had a pretty safe draft, so I would have gone Mitchell, just because Dobbins hasn't come back from injury yet. And
yeah, that was my.
I think he's like Godwin. I think he's getting back at around the same time as Godwin. So if you want to start the year, you go with Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah, that was exactly my thinking. So I was tossing up between the two, and it's funny because G picked after me and he picked Dobbins straight away, and he was probably thinking, "Oh yes, I'm glad AJ took Mitchell." But I just think Mitchell, look, that San Francisco offense hasn't changed, and I think Mitchell's got the same role basically. I don't think there's anyone really threatening his carries.
Tyrion Price, maybe eventually, but not right now.
No, I don't think so. Certainly not Trey Sermon. Maybe I'll get Trey Sermon in the 22nd round as a handcuff.
One of my favorite leagues, I picked Trey Sermon at like the 7th round, like the 7th pick last season, and I'm hanging out hope, but I don't have much.
I'm just checking to see if that buzzing was a pick. Yes, it was.
Oh, cool.
So Coach has picked Tannehill and CEH. Hang on, let me go to his. Bear with me. So he's gone round the turn now.
Good.
And Seth is on the clock. So, it hasn't updated on here. Okay, but I can tell you. So at 7:12, he picked Tannehill. So he's got his second quarterback. And at 8:01, he picked CEH.
That's turning into a very good team.
Yeah, and CEH, I like that at the beginning of the 8th. That's very, very nice. CEH gets a bad rap, but when you look at his, when he's played, when he's been healthy and played, his numbers have been decent. But let's look up. I'm just curious now. Clyde, whoops. Oh man, if I could spell it. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. 609. So this was 801. 93. Again, it's a moot point, isn't it? Because I'm really preaching, just take your guys. Don't worry about the ADP, but I'm just curious. 708. The 708 would be average, would be the ADP for Edwards-Helaire. So Coach has actually picked him a little bit later than ADP, so he's done well in that regard.
Yep.
But he has gone as late as 11:02. That's amazing value.
It's amazing that he dropped there.
Yeah, that league hates him
Yeah.
because he lasted till the beginning of the
They may not have
11th.
been paying attention. But maybe his ADP would have been lower than that. But
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. So anyway, so we're around the turn now. So Phoenix Rocket is on the clock. But let me go back to we kind of had spoken about mine anyway, because I spoke about Bateman. Yeah, and Elijah Mitchell. So anyway, yeah, I'm pretty happy.
What's your plan for the next one?
Oh, I'm not going to tell you that. I do. Rest assured, I've got. Well, it does depend what's on the board.
Yeah.
And I think you do have to. I think that's where you can fall over in general, though. I think it's a very general statement. In Scott Fish or any sort of redraft, if you're sort of specifically targeting, I must get a running back. That's the position you don't want to get. Like if you don't have a tight end, say, and you're just like, I must pick a tight end, and I'm just going to pick the best one that's on the board. I think that's you put yourself in the worst possible situation when you do stuff like that.
Yeah. That's why I tend to go tight end really early, because I'm just so bad at reading them. I don't know how to judge good tight ends in the later rounds, whereas I'm much more comfortable with lots
no
of
one's
running
good at
backs.
that.
Yeah.
No one can do that. It's like it's such a coin toss. So G has got I've got 3 running backs. He's got 3 running backs. I like the Jalen Hurts pick is great. He's a good quarterback for fantasy. Maybe not, long term. Redraft, yes. Matt Ryan's reasonably accurate. So you're kind of banking on that. Don't think that's a bad combo there. Keenan Allen, I thought he picked a bit high, to be honest. And AJ Brown, actually wide receiver 9 and 10. So there wasn't actually a wide receiver that went between those. Let's have a look. Keenan Allen, and then it came back. Oh, yeah, I see. Because it went Kamara, Fournette, Mac Jones, Schultz, Zeke, and Jacobs, and then he picked AJ Brown.
Yeah.
So I think he really wanted to get the stack with Hurts.
Yeah.
So that's not bad. But and Keenan Allen is just so solid. The floor is so high for Keenan Allen. He's going to get you X number of points every week, basically.
Yeah. And it's funny because over the off season, I think what's their other wide receiver?
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams. I knew it started with them. His ADP has gone through the roof, and it's not based on anything really, except Herbert's good, because he didn't score a lot last year. Like he had probably 5 or 6 amazing games and not much else.
He had a spurt. Yeah. I think that was right at the beginning of the year. Yep.
Yeah.
From memory. And Dobbins, yeah. So, I picked Elijah Mitchell and then G picked Dobbins. And then on the way back, if he didn't pick Dylan, I was going to pick Dylan. As I said, I really wanted Bateman. But if Dylan was on the board, I was taking Dylan.
And I should have taken him as well. That's my chief.
Instead of Godwin.
That's my chief regret of the draft so far.
Well, Godwin pick is good. But yeah, Dylan, I think Dylan's going to have a really good year.
Yep.
Let's go to your one. Let me draw it up here. So yeah, 2 great quarterbacks. We spoke about that. Waller, yes. Kamara, yeah. I guess the unknown being you just don't know how long he's going to be out.
I followed Drew Davenport, and he's a lawyer, and he said that it looks like his read of it is Kamara will be suspended in 2023, and this year's fine. So like I'm leaning a bit heavily on that, but
yep.
Yeah.
But I mean, Jacobs is a good pick there too. I mean, very under. I don't know why Jacobs gets a lot of negative press.
Yeah.
You know, unfairly. I like Josh Jacobs.
And I think for a while I regretted that pick because Etienne may be better. Like I think when I picked him, there were quite a lot of good running backs still there. But yeah, I think he was the safe pick. He was the safe pick because he'll get lots of first downs. He'll run a lot, and I'm not scared of Sydney White.
No.
Yeah.
I think Jacobs' role is pretty locked and loaded.
Yeah.
I think ETN has got a higher ceiling.
Yeah.
Especially if you consider the passing game. Was that Creek in your house? Was that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to go to the other room so she can watch TV.
Oh, yeah. All good. I'll pause for a second. You can still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got the number 1 wide receiver in Denver. Well done, Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
Spoken about that already. I reckon. I like him. And Chris Godwin, you know, I honestly thought that I might be able to get him later and he'd be a sneaky pick. Like people would fade him, but you picked him.
And you wouldn't have picked him over Bateman.
No.
You would have waited a couple of rounds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't have picked him over Bateman. Chris Godwin. Let's have a look.
Earliest pick.
5:03. Earliest, latest 10:09.
So he's going later than I took him. Like,
yeah,
well, I got him halfway.
His ADP is towards the end of the 6th, basically like 6:11, sort of around 6:11.
And I got him 7:03. So
where did you get him? 7:03. Oh, well, you got him later than the ADP.
Okay.
So you know, if that sort of helps you mentally. Then you can hang your hat on that. There's people who have taken him a lot earlier.
And
like a lot earlier. A couple of rounds earlier. Yeah.
Well, again, I think he's like DK Metcalf, where people still see him as a first-round wide receiver, where he's injured and he's got Evans and Gage.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Okay. Sorry, just replying to a message. All right, let's go to Ben, who's not here. So we can rip into his team. So
there's not much to rip into.
No, there isn't, honestly. I reckon he's gone for he's gone pretty safe in the first 2. Now he's gone upside, right? Because he's got Tua there. But Tua, obviously you're banking on him having a better year. So QB 15, if he's a QB 1, you've won that.
Yep.
Fournette is pretty solid. Zeke, I don't know. But I mean, that's RB 16. It's at the 502. I don't think it's bad. It's not bad there. Mike Williams, I do like. He can be, well, apart from that string, as you mentioned before, like at the beginning of last year, he had a string of games. He can be patchy. I mean, I don't own a lot of Mike Williams shares. He can be a frustrating fantasy player.
And I've only got him in one league where I've got both him and Allen, and they both start every week. So somebody will score touchdowns.
Well, Herbert's going to throw a lot of completions.
Yeah,
you know that.
But I think I would have preferred Bateman over Mike Williams from your point of view.
Me too. Yeah,
and I'm happy with Godwin over him.
Yeah, me too. And Jameis Winston, that's brave, Ben. I'd be interested to see if you start him.
Well, I would. I think he didn't have much. Like he's got a bad reputation because he threw like so many interceptions 3 years ago. But last year he wasn't set up to fail. He was set up to like throw it 12 times a game and not throw any interceptions. So
Yeah, but isn't it -4 for an interception? I'm just looking. Hang on.
no, I'm saying he didn't. I don't think he threw many interceptions last year. He was really quite careful,
Okay.
and then he got injured. So he was playing quite well before that.
Scoring lineup. Hang on. I'm just reading. Scoring. Yes. 6-point passing TD, -4 for an interception.
Yeah.
A bonus. You get a bonus for being over 66% completion in a game.
Yeah. And he'll struggle to do that.
You get 0.5 points per completion and -1 per incompletion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's starting against somebody really easy week 1. So I would definitely start him week 1.
Hey, how you doing? We were just talking about your picks at the turn. Very nice. So it hadn't updated on the site here. I'll check again actually and see if it's updated your board, coach. Let's have a look. Yeah, it has. There we go. There's your through 8. Tannehill and CEH. So very nice. You got three good running backs. Yeah, no, we sort of spoke about your picks before, but it just hadn't. That was before you had gone around the turn. But
we're generally saying you've got a good team. It's really
it's a very good team. I was actually thinking you might not pick another quarterback. Because I'm seriously considering not picking another quarterback. But you went with Tannehill. Tannehill's a good choice, mind you. His numbers aren't bad. But, it's just it's a little bit of a interesting prospect at this end of the board for Superflex is my thinking. You're just as good. You might as well think of Dalvin Cook as your Superflex quarterback. Like, why not? And then you're just not going to go negative. That was my thinking, but Tannehill's not a bad choice. And CEH at the 801 we were saying is really nice value, very very nice value. So three running backs, very nice. 3 starting running backs.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to. Oops. Oh, yeah. And I'll just put his comment up. Yes. Yeah, fair point. I mean, you can definitely wait too long. You can definitely wait too long. At the moment, my feeling is the value on the board is just too good for me to pick, a scrub quarterback. Not that Tannehill's a scrub quarterback. I think he's one of the last choices that I would sort of seriously consider in this area. But yeah, it's a fair point. Okay. And Chris, so he's right at the end of the 8th. Excuse me. Right at the end of the 8th round here, to pick his 8th player. Mac Jones and Justin Fields. Mac Jones is a good quarterback in this format. Justin Fields, okay, again, you're playing the ADP upside game.
Yep.
The only thing that I worry about in Chicago is his weapons. Mooney. Oh, actually, well, 2 players that haven't been picked yet, right? Mooney and Komet.
Yep.
But there's not. I guess Monty. I guess you got to put Monty in there as well. But I just don't feel like there's a lot of weapons in that offense. It worries me. But I mean, Fields will use his feet too.
Yep.
So
I read something 2 days ago where they showed how many fantasy points Tebow had,
right.
even though he was useless at throwing because of how much running he did. And I think he was like QB 12 in fantasy football in that
Oh yeah.
in his one season. And they were making a point about both Fields and Lance's potential, because you
Yeah.
can be not very good at throwing and still score amazingly.
Yeah. Absolutely. I like Fields there. End of the 6th round. I think it's pretty
Oliver's
good.
pick.
Sorry, I'm just checking my.
Who did Oliver pick?
Oh, has a pick dropped?
Yeah.
All right, hang on. Let's have a look. No, it was Seth.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, actually, we're up to Lauren. So we've had 3 picks. We've had Seth picked Devon Singletary at the 8:02. Then Marquise Brown. Neil picked Marquise Brown. I like that pick. He was on my list for sure. And Oliver's taken player I was targeting this round, which it was Gabe Davis. So
Okay. But Gabe Davis lasted a long time because
yeah.
I thought fantasy football Twitter had him as like a second round pick. Like,
damn you, Oliver. Damn you. Mind you, I'm still a little way off. I was kind of thinking that I'd have to be lucky him to make it to me. Let's have a look at Gabe Davis's ADP. 512. What, we're in the 8th round, right? Yeah. So he's gone latest at the 10:05, and his ADP is 84, which is 7, basically 701. 701 is his ADP. So he was taken now at what did we say? Like 804 or something?
Yep.
Hang on, let me go to the draft board. It hasn't updated, but it was Ollie here. So 804. So that's amazing value, really.
Yep.
That's amazing value. That's a shame. That's a player off my that's a player off my list.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah, so we were talking about Dalton Schultz. That's pretty good. I mean, look, the Dallas offense is a bit thin. Especially early with Gallup being out.
Yeah, I think Dalton Schultz will have a better year than he did, and he had a good year last year. So
yeah. So I think he's absolutely primed. And Juju, I love the Juju pick too. Again, I mean, you can't pick every player, I know, but Juju was on my list. I would have liked Juju. I'm a big rap for Juju this year, I think. So
yeah.
701 feels like good value for Juju as well.
Yep.
Interesting.
It's funny, like what
is that another pick? Did another pick just happen?
No. I don't think so.
Something happened. Juju 507 to 1004. It's about the same as Gabe Davis, actually. Pretty similar. Yep. No, that wasn't a pick. Okay. Just a couple of messages on Twitter, I think. Okay. So yeah, that sort of rounds it out, basically. Yeah. This draft board hasn't updated there. But yeah, you're pretty happy with your draft so far?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the back 9. Just because, I think that'll be where I feel because I like the players that are like on the edge of rosters potential.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And I mean, ADP's still playing a role at the moment. I mean, we've got 22 rounds.
Yeah.
ADP's still playing a role right now. Can't scroll this further over. But we'll get to a point where it's just you're picking who you like.
Yeah.
That'll happen sooner than you think, I think.
Yeah. I think I only like I said, I only probably regret choosing Godwin over Dylan in the big picture. So
Yep.
I'm happy. I'm happy, and I love the two quarterbacks I started with. I feel really good about that. I really feel like I had a good tight end, and then I'm just going to stack running backs and wide receivers for the rest of time.
Yeah, I think, in going through everybody's team, I think, it's hard to see. I mean, there's no bad teams. Everyone's team looks good, and it could well be the back 11 that is the difference.
Yeah.
Because you got to also remember that you start 11, so it's a pretty big starting roster.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you start 11, so we haven't even picked a starting lineup yet.
No.
So by the time you get to, your 11th, oh, mind you, add kickers in, I guess. By the time you get to your 11, and then you're going to have 11 on your bench, I think it's going to be those bench players that, well, they'll make a difference, right?
And we haven't picked many rookies, and the rookies will have a lot to say if we pick the right ones.
Yeah, great question. Steal of the draft so far. Yeah, we spoke about that last time, but we can do it again. Have you got an idea, Pete? Steal of the draft?
I think Antonio Gibson, just because he lasted probably 2 rounds more than he could have.
Yeah. No, I'm a bit iffy about Gibson personally, so I don't know. Yeah, but that's your pick though. Yeah, that's fair. I really like your Cortland Sutton pick, to be honest.
Okay.
Oh, Harris, really? As in Najee Harris?
Yep.
Yeah, I was really sweating. It's funny, I was really sweating on Harris from the start of the third all the way. Because Dalvin Cook had gone. Hang on, let me get rid of this. I can show you. Yeah, Dalvin Cook had gone at the end of the second here, and I had Harris basically locked and loaded all through these picks, and I thought for sure he's going to go. I would have been happy with Mixon, but no, I wanted Harris over Mixon.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy with that. I really like the Cortland Sutton pick, to be honest, Pete.
Okay.
Here at wide receiver 20.
And I guess after Judy is nice.
As I said, I've got him. Personally, I've got him over Judy. I guess Judy went in the same round.
Yep.
But I really like that. Basically, late 6th round, Cortland Sutton, pretty good.
Yep.
And prior to that, Aaron Jones was the one I mentioned last time. I really like the Aaron Jones pick. Oh, really? You almost picked him at 212 instead of Dalvin Cook, that is. Yeah. Yep.
Because he could be a wide receiver 1 and a running back occasionally.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. Yep. I think that's pretty good. I like the Michael Pittman. Well, actually, there's a lot of good wide receivers in the 6th. It's hard to fault any of them.
Yeah.
Waddle, Pittman, Judy might be my least favorite out of almost all of these. Waddle, Pittman, Judy, Johnson, Moore, Sutton, and Williams.
But it's hard to call them steals because they went where they should. Like, they all went together.
Yep.
Sorry, that's my dog.
Yeah, no, it's they're agreeing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it sort of seems to be moving a bit now. We're waiting on Lauren's on the clock at the 8:05. So we're in a decent position here, aren't we? Because then it would be. It's just the question of where it gets up to for the Aussies. If Lauren's pick drops and Josh's drops, then we've got. Actually, I think Matt's in bed already. I was going to say then you've got Matt, me, G is out.
Yeah.
Getting pissed. So
Okay.
who knows? That pick could be anything. If it's in the morning, it's going to be a little bit more sensible. And then you and Ben. So there's like 5 Aussies right in a row. But we might stall at Matt, I suspect.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the comment. Higgins, last pick of the 5th. Yeah, that is good. That is good too.
I'm gonna head off and see. Yeah, I'll see you later, I think.
Yeah. I'm about to wrap up anyway. So, yeah. Oh, Higgins at the end of the 5th is great value. That is really great value. And it's funny because we were talking to Neil earlier, and he was talking about Terry McLaurin. I think I'd prefer Higgins. I think I'd take Higgins before I took McLaurin.
Yeah, he's got a better quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. And I mean, Tyreek Hill is wide receiver 11. I'd take Higgins over Tyreek.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. That's fantastic value there. Anyway, yeah, I know you got to go, Pete. I'll wrap this up. We've been live for just over an hour. But yeah, we'll let a few more rounds go by, and we'll do another one, and we'll see where everyone's at. So yeah, good luck if you're online now, or if you're listening to this later on. Good luck, and yeah, we'll keep it ticking over.
Yeah, I wonder if the Americans would be free on like Sunday morning, or I don't know, something like that.
Probably more free. I mean, to be honest, a Friday morning is tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got to go to work. So,
yeah. I don't want.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Cheers. And yeah, if we do one on say Sunday, I'm just thinking if we do one on Sunday night, our time, that could be Sunday morning in the States.
Yeah.
Maybe some others might jump on.
Yeah.
For a chat. So yeah, let's see how we go. All right, all the best, everybody. Good luck with the rest of your draft, and till next time, catch you later.